Hey guys, now you might be wondering why you're looking at my feet. Well, believe it or not, where you put your feet in relation to your body and the bow and the target affects where the arrow is going to go and how it's going to fly. And even the speed of the arrow is affected by your form and your stance. Now there's three different common ways of aligning your feet. There's the parallel formation. See how my feet are parallel, and that you trace an imaginary line from your feet to the target, so it's perfectly straight. Or the method that I use most commonly is the open stance, with your left foot turned slightly towards the target, very slightly. Not going to have like a really wide open like this. You just put it a little bit. And it's slightly more comfortable that way, for most people, myself included. And again, you trace the imaginary line across your feet right to the target. Or, there's another way of doing this. It's like that. This is probably one of the worst stances I've seen, and well, for me that is. I can't shoot crap like this. But I have seen some people shoot like this, and some of them do shoot fairly well. So, as always, there's multiple ways to do the same thing. You'd think this was a no-brainer, but you hold the bow with your left hand, like this, straight out. Now, some people hold the bow completely vertical. Personally, I don't like doing that because the string will cross your wrist. So I hold it slightly out like this, which is one of the more common ways of doing it. Okay? And now your whole body is going to be straight. The form is sometimes described as arcs and curves. Alright? Hold straight out. Fingers cross. Right down. Okay. Now time to shoot some arrows. Okay. And there's two different ways of even grabbing the arrow that are commonplace. Actually there's three, but the third one I'm not going to demonstrate. Now, the more common thing nowadays is called the Apache grip, which is 3 fingers under the arrow. Like that. Or Mediterranean grip, which is the one I use most commonly with longbows. And that is, or the split finger, that's the other name for it. God, that was a bad shot. Yeah. Now follow through. There's, again, 2 different ways that you'll see people use. Kind of distracted because there's a deer looking at me. Alright, anyway, follow through. Now, if you ever watch videos of the Olympics, people shooting the bows, just notice they draw it and they hold it like that. Just exact same form. The only thing that changes is you release the arrow. Personally, I don't shoot like that very often. I don't know particularly why, but it's just unnatural for me to hold that pose. So, the other way of maintaining follow-through is this hand moves slightly back, just an inch, and the bow pushes forward very slightly. And I found that I get a slightly better shot when I shoot like that, at least with a long bow. Do I have another arrow? Yes, I do. The other way of actually drawing the arrow, which I told you I wasn't going to demonstrate, but I changed my mind, is the pinch finger release. And the reason I don't want to demonstrate is because I'm using a standard nocks, smooth nocks, no raising or anything like that. So when you try to draw it, you don't really have that much to grab onto. In fact, I can't draw the bow all the way like this. And my thumb's kind of painful right now. But if you look at replica Plains Indians arrows with the really short little bows, you'll notice that the nocks widen out and they have a bulge there that they grip and draw back. Since they were using such short, reflexed, sinewed bows, often composites, the arrow would fly faster at a lower draw, so they were using like 30-40 pound bows, and they'd shoot it through one side of a buffalo and out the other. So, simply because the bows are that design. But with this, so that's about wraps it up. I'm going to show you another grouping because as I've been demonstrating my technique, I've also been shooting at a target. Oh, here's a convenient thing. Good archery target. Dirt mound. Dirt mounds like this one were commonplace in medieval Europe. The king would commission large groups of serfs to dig out mounds and smooth them over, and they'd use that in their formal archery tournaments. I'm going to set up my camera. Zoom in here. That's about right. That was a really, really bad shot. Still not the best, not even close to the best, but getting a little bit better. Fletchings on one of my arrows is actually, fletchings on two of my arrows is kind of iffy right now. Let's zoom out. Yeah, a little bedraggled. I prefer the wing fletchings because they're more durable than this. As you can see, they're kind of falling apart here. Still flies. And the other one's even worse. Interesting. Anyway, that about wraps it up for today.